YouTube is Ambition Boys back with another banger. In this video, Richardson Hitchins says New York City will be a movie night versus Kambosos. Let's get it, man. Richardson Hitchins on IG said June 21st, first title defense at homecoming against Kambozo. He says, I'm not coming to play. NYC will be a movie that night. Let's go. Right? Eddie Hearn start get to talking. He said George has done it all. He's proven his credentials. It's difficult sometimes when you come in and you're fighting some young Australian. He says, he talks about how they had a set fight date and how George had to, make something happen or he wasn't going to get the opportunity. Um, and I do agree with Richardson Hitchens. I do think it will be a movie. I think he's gonna beat up Kambosos very badly. Um, Kambosos is like a journey. He like a Rocky movie. Kambosos is a real life Rocky movie, bro. Kambosos is a Rocky movie. He won a fight that he had no business winning, and now he keeps getting opportunity after opportunity. It's kind of ridiculous, right? He fought for at 135. He beat Teofimo, became unified. Devin Haney beat him up twice. Devin Haney became undisputed. Uh, then Lomachenko beat up Kambosos for another belt opportunity. Now Kambosos moves up and he gets this is his what? This is his fifth title opportunity. Fifth title opportunity. And the dude he known for getting beat up. The only guy he really beat who's worked well is Teofimo Lopez. I don't know how Teo let that happen, but he did. Teo a goofball. Hey, I do not like Teofimo Lopez, bro. And I don't respect him at all either. First of all, he tried to freeze out Devin Haney, and boxing is infamous for trying to freeze out black fighters and not give them opportunities. If you think I'm lying, look up Black Murderers Row. The whole point of Black Murderers Row was that these fighters couldn't get opportunities, so they had to fight each other multiple times to even have a sustainable career. Um, Teofimo Lopez tried to do that to Devin Haney. Teofimo Lopez tried to do it to Devin Haney what Canelo did to Andrade, right? Canelo and Andrade was supposed to unify. Canelo had 3 belts, Andrade had 1, right? Um, Teofimo Lopez had 3 belts, Devin Haney had 1. Andrade, Canelo purposely ducked Andrade for undisputed. They never made it happen. Teofimo purposely ducked Devin Haney for Andrade and defended against Kambosos. His own words. If I would have beat Kambosos, I would have dropped all the belts and made it hard for Devin Haney. His own words. So he had no plans on fighting Devin, and he wanted to make Devin struggle to get undisputed, right? Just like Canelo tried to do what he successfully did to Andrade. So I don't like Teofimo Lopez, and I don't respect him because he been clout chasing all these black fighters. Y'all can keep the black fighters. I don't like the black fighters. Fuck the black fighters. Yet, he keep clout chasing them and he refuses to fight them. So I don't respect him. I don't like him. He not gonna fight nobody. He keep using racism and bigotry to get his point across. I don't like that dude, bro, and I never will. But like I said, Kambosos, he's a real life Rocky. He the Australian Rocky, right? He won a fight he had no business winning. Now he they golden boy, right? He they savior, for lack of a better term. And I mean, it makes for interesting fights and interesting fight build ups, right? We knew that Kambosos wasn't going to beat Devin Haney, but we made it interesting, right? I'm pretty sure that Kambosos don't stand a chance against Richardson Hitchins. Richardson Hitchins on um, his worst night looked better than Kambosos' best night, right? On Hitchins' worst night, he was succumbing to pressure versus Gustavo Limos. It was looking bad and rocky for him. However, on Kambosos' best day of his career versus Teofimo, he still got dropped and almost got knocked out. So I mean, even if we talking about stylistically, boxers do well against counter punches, especially if they don't let the counter puncher catch their rhythm. You feel me? Devin Haney lost to Ryan Garcia, who's a counter puncher, but the only reason he lost is because he let Ryan catch his rhythm. He kept doing the same thing. He kept getting caught, and he let Ryan Garcia set him up. Right? If I'm Devin Haney, Devin Haney's biggest mistake versus Ryan Garcia was falling for that probe. He would reach for the probe, and Ryan Garcia would just throw the left hook. Right? If I'm Devin Haney, I'm not reaching for no damn probe because he's not going. In boxing, you can probe with either hand, right? And usually, if they probing with the left hand, they trying to set up the right hand. Vice versa, they probing with the right hand, they try to set up the left. Ryan Garcia sets up his his hook with a left probe. You're not supposed to do that. But Devin Haney let it happen. He kept getting caught. So I think that if Hitchins keep him on the outside of that jab, um, keep him on the outside of that jab, it'll be an easy night. He won't even have to use his right hand. Devin Haney didn't need to use his right hand versus Kambosos. But when Kambosos tried to switch southpaw in the second fight, that's when Devin Haney started sniping him with the right hand and started beating him. Devin Haney, I think it was round 10. Devin Haney threw like 30 punches and Kambosos only landed one. Right? Devin Haney landed like 30 punches. Kambosos only landed one. Right? He dominated Kambosos. And I think that Richardson Hitchins gonna dominate him. I saw some hating guys in the comments talking about Hitchins cherry picking. He held it on to a title to fight Kambosos. That's not true. Um, as a matter of fact, he wanted a unification versus Tio. That's what he wanted. He wanted to unify against Tio, but instead, Tio chose to fight Arnold Barboza, who was his mandatory forever. Right? Teofimo Lopez claiming he the best, but he ain't unified at 140. I don't think. I think he took Josh Taylor belts when Josh Taylor was unified. I could be wrong, but who knows? Yeah, dude, he not unifying. You know, he fighting his mandatory after 4 or 5 years. He was supposed to fight Rich, but that fight fell out. It's not Richardson Hitchins' fault that Teal didn't want to fight him. You feel me? Now he got Kambosos in his eyes. I do think though that sooner than later, Hitchins is going to have to fight Sabril Matias, and I think that's going to be the toughest fight of his career. Because, like I said, pressure fighters do well against boxers, right? They usually do well against boxers. Pitbull did good against Tank, right? And Tank's supposed to be this counterpuncher, but he turned Tank into a moving boxer. Boxers do well against counterpunchers. Counterpunchers do well against pressure fighters. Pressure fighters do well against boxers, right? So that's pretty much how it usually works. You feel me? They're not obviously it's not 100% foolproof, but majority of the time that's usually what happens. You feel me? Errol Spence was a pressure fighter. He got cooked by the counterpuncher in Terrence Crawford. Um, Floyd Mayweather's a boxer. He had a hard time versus Marcos Maidana, the pressure fighter. Um, and Devin Haney, the boxer, had an easy time against Kambosos, the counterpuncher. And I think Devin Haney will have an easy time against Tio. You feel me? That's why Tio never made that fight happen. He didn't want to make that fight happen. But like I said, these dudes need to stop hating on Rich. He trying to make the big fight happen, but I will still. And he got to fight Matias. He got to get rid of Matias so they can't hold that over his head. You feel me? But he beat the dude who beat Matias. But you know, boxing's so fickle. It's a what have you done for me lately type of sport. So I like Richardson Hitchins. I hope he get the best fights. Um, and that's pretty much all I got for y'all boys. So let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, share this, hit the post notification bell. Till next time.